Welcome to the Game of Risk, everyone. I am your host, OliveXC, a top player at this game. And today, we are doing Tutor Tuesday, where I review a viewer game and help them and you guys also get better at the Game of Risk. This game comes from Andre Hedges, who is a top master-ranked player specializing in capitals. So yes, everybody, this is a progressive caps game that actually goes quickly. These games do actually exist. So the first part of capitals is about picking your initial territory right here. You want to pick a spot that's able to attack around the map and control large swaths of area. So I look at the players. The black player made an awful pick because 1, this area is super isolated for itself. 2, you can't take or hold any continent because this is a part of North America, bro. You're not getting that. Purple, I think, given they had a pretty weak setup, I think they took the best cap spot possible for themselves. A lot of areas to attack and overall very open. The red player got the best cap spot possible for themselves. This is a 1 border South America. And the great thing about capitals is the ability to be able to, if you can't attack openly around the map, to control an area. And also red's troops are all here. So again, huge advantage by doing that. He gets a wonderful sun for effort. I'm horrible at drawing. I love doing it for these tutoring videos. Our protagonist player took a great cap spot. Pink is able to attack very easily, get their positions for themselves around the map. They are golden right now, right here. They could potentially take the bot's cap too. And green is clearly making a play here for Europe, so I don't mind the play. Black on their turn just took a lot of territory. It doesn't really make a lot of sense on their end because, look, they're at 11 right now. They're not going to get like extra troops. And now we get one of the most hilarious parts of the game right here. Purple is rolling down the stack. This is horrible right here to be doing that. 1, the odds of this succeeding are less than 50%. Even with these extra troops right here, the odds may go up to 65%. But even if you take the capital, all that's going to happen is that other players are going to get very strong and still be able to hit you. You can't protect both capitals. You only get 2 extra troops by doing so. And as you can see right here, and if you fail, your whole game is done. So there's very minimal benefit. Yeah, because red can just take it right here as they're doing. So there's minimal benefit and tremendous downside to be going through all of this. If I was in red's case right here, I probably wouldn't be reinforcing this area as much, because this is a more important cap spot. Because again, long term, you get a very strong bonus for yourself right here. And you can use that to maintain a good short-term advantage. One interesting though about progressive caps is if the game goes very long, this cap spot gets progressively weaker because you're unable to attack outwards. So it's very easy to eventually get card blocked because you only have to trap within like one location for yourself. Yeah, you just have to attack like here, have armies, and then the red player can't get cards. So I would probably prioritize getting this more in the late game rather than here in the early game for themselves. Our protagonists did a very, very simple move. They reinforced their capital and made a simple attack. Green is doing what they can to get value out of Australia, knowing that they cannot hold it for themselves. But look at this right here. This bot is crazy. The red players lost their advantage of holding down this capital and getting extra troops for themselves. So they're now a little bit weaker as a result. Black player kind of pissed at everything that's happened with the purple player this game. One thing to think about is, do they have a path to kill the purple player? I think they had a missed opportunity here. I'll just pause here for a second. What they could have done is they put 2 troops here, and then they left 3 troops here. What they could have done then is taken out the purple player, and that would have been a 100%. Well, technically, you have a 1 in 3, I think, what, like 1 in 10,000 chance of like losing 2 doing a 6v1. But in terms of like actual like risky odds like or something, you're most likely going to succeed taking out the purple player right there. And honestly, given the purple player attacked black, it would be some good karmic retribution for themselves. But instead, we can see right here the purple player is able to get their turn for themselves, and there's nothing that they can do. They're clearly a bot at this time, and as you can see all right here, this game is before the new patch, so we get to see the bots attacking without arrows. Ooh, there it goes. Who knows? But we can see right here, red retaking back like their areas at this time. I would probably try to reinforce as much as possible. And yeah, I think they did a pretty fair turn for themselves. And now you, on your case, yep, you're going for the kill on purple, which is the right move. You're killing them right here. And I would say, yeah, you did just about as optimally as possible. You had like over a 90% chance to get that kill. So let's go. The protagonist is killing it right now, you guys. I am just loving what I'm seeing right here. Now, green on their end, they are continuing trying to get the continent for themselves. I would probably be waiting a little bit more because, one, I don't know how the red player would react to this. Because if the red player wanted to hit you, they could do it very easily. And an important thing about attacking other people is the idea of retaliation. So if you attack someone and they're right next to you with a big army, they'll just hit you back and you both ruin each other's games. But in this case, there's not much that could be done if red were to attack. They would just reinforce their capitals and green would have to put significant resources to retaliate back to them. Another big problem is their cap is now very, very weak. If they lose their capital, they're eventually going to lose their game as the sets get very, very large. Black is doing absolutely nothing at this time of like importance, just taking a random territory. But red, as you can see right here, like they just put all of their troops into Brazil. Honestly, I think a bit of a stronger move for themselves would have been probably to break the Europe player, because again, why let them hold the area and then leave their capital with around like an 8 or so right here, so like a little bit less troops. They'd still probably have like a 7 right there and be absolutely fine for themselves. Here you're just doing a very safe turn for yourself, attacking, fortifying, keeping one central strong position available for yourself. One thing you always want to ask yourself is it worth it to be taking over the Australia continent? Because if you're able to take and hold that continent, you would get a good advantage for yourself. Now, one benefit to holding off on this is that you potentially have the ability to control the kills of a lot of players. But here's the thing, everybody else is already there. So I think eventually going for that continent is going to be a pretty good move for yourself right here. But otherwise, looks like the board is stabilizing very nicely at the moment. Green's holding down their continent, red's holding down their continent. You who avoided getting into any fights are in a good spot for yourself. It's really just about the bot and what they are going to be doing at this time. And it looks like they're just making a lot of attacks, or it looks like they're trying to go to take and hold the Asia region. But they ain't gonna get that. They ain't breaking through you, bro. You're the champion with super cap right there. You understand the most important things about cap, which is capital safety. As long as you have a capital, the defensive power on that and keeping the 3 dice for yourself is just critical right there. So I'm just going to speed up a little bit towards the red player's turn. So again, I would highly recommend for the red player right here to go and attack green. Because again, green can't retaliate. And it looks like they are attacking right here. They should just be blitzing. But now look, huge thing right here. They go for the capital. That's a bit of an overextension right there. you can lose like 8 to 9 troops potentially via like a bad roll. Here you can see the red player lost 7. They're just holding too many capitals at once, so they can lose it. And they've already made an enemy out of green. So now we're at the point where they could potentially retaliate. So now you make, I think, a little bit of a mistake where you attack and break red's bonus right here. It was 93% successful for that like to work out. But given that you're now going to be losing this position, you made an enemy out of red. You risk them possibly getting a huge advantage. Like green's going to be retaliating into them anyway. If you just at the end of the day, I don't hate the move, but there is risk to what you were doing. The next turn though, red is just going to be attacking back right away. As you can see, one of the key things to keep in mind when you're doing a progressive caps game is the importance of knowing when to attack like another cap, because caps are just so strong defensively. Like you gotta be really, really cautious about when you make like these attacks, because you're going to be losing potentially 2 or 3 troops like worth of turns, which is why a lot of players don't like the mode a lot. Like if you do like caps, let me know in the comments like why you enjoy playing it. I plan to on the channel probably next week play a capitals game with portals. I think that will be pretty interesting to try out. Yeah. Also, black is making a bit of a mistake right here, as we can see, where they decided to just leave their cap with nothing here. Like, bro, you gotta defend that capital. Like, that's so bad. That is so bad to be doing that. But we can see right here, the red player is going back in, taking back their area. They are doing fine for themselves. Absolutely fine. So that one attack where you made that big move on them, it's only so much you could have done that. And now green's asking you to attack. I don't think you need to do that right now. I would have probably just taken over the Australia region completely at this time. You would probably still have around like 20 troops on your capital. No one's going to be attacking you because the bot would have to go through you. And the bot's not going to be making a very kind of dangerous attack, so I probably just would have held on to the area. Yeah, but this goes to what I was saying before about like red just kind of overextending in the position. They were in a good spot, but instead of just taking 3 capitals and being greedy holding it, you really, unless you're going for like a cap run or have a specific reason, early game you really should not be holding more than 2 capitals, because you just can't defend them and you risk other people attacking you. And this is what kind of leads to a potentially faster game. And this spot's crazy. Look, red's almost dead at this time, you guys, because they overextended. They took the best position on the board and they lost it for themselves. It was good to break green. It was very bad to go all in on green and trying to take over all the areas. So black has just been kind of hiding in their corner the whole time for themselves, and another big mistake. There's no reason to attack that capital right there. Like the bot's now at 22 troops. Like you have a big set. You can probably on your move, because like red's going to go first, you can probably very safely kill the red player. All you have to do is trade in, leave about 7 to 8 troops down right here, attack through, kill, and then be done with it. There are a lot of troops here, though, so when I think a little more closely about this, given that you would be losing 3, 5, 11, 12 extra troops, that leaves the real strength of red at 22 troops. So the sets would be at 12, and the value of his cards would be about 4. So it would actually be about minus 10, not also considering that he can potentially leave his troops on his capital right here. In this case, though, he bought it out and didn't even attack. So there is actually like a kind of no point at this time. So instead, I think you do like the best thing, which is take and hold a capital. Green, you have a very strong alliance with at this time. So this is just a beautiful move. I love what I'm seeing right here, taking this over. What's also great is that you're controlling the kill on the red player. and the blue bot. And you can kill them when it's worth it for their cards. And you also haven't done anything to like the green player. Like they're not going to mind. They're clearly just treating this more like a fixed game where they're trying to hold on to their regions. Here again, you can just see all these massive attacks, people just taking over like bots as much as possible. And look, but now green is making a mistake. They are overextending and they are trying to hold this whole freaking region right here because, I don't know, that they believe that nobody is ever going to attack them because they're the green player and everybody loves them. Oh, that's too funny. That is too funny. But you can see this blue bot has had a propensity and desire to kind of attack everybody throughout the entire game. So it's very, very likely that they're going to make the attack. So you don't have to do anything because in the green player's eyes, you've been nothing but their best friend and their loyal ally the entire time. So the next question you want to ask yourself is now the right time to potentially kill the red player? And what we can see here is the sets are at 20, so each trade-in is worth, or each card is worth about 6 to 7 troops or so. So since red is under 20 troops, it is actually worth it to kill them at this time, and you'll be able to get the trade-in. So let's see if you do this. You don't kill red, but you instead decide to kill blue. You lose a little bit of extra troops doing so, but you do successfully get the kill for yourself. Okay. Good. You got the kill. So now the next thing you need to do is you need to kill red. So you do have enough troops to do so. I would just fortify the minimum amount, 6. Yep. Get the kill. Come on, Andre Hedges. Yeah, you need to leave about a 5 there. Oh gosh, 10% chance of failing. And you get it. Let's go, man. Let's go. Okay, I love this. I love this. All right, now you get the 25 trade-in. And now we can see you have almost more troops than both players combined. But the game still isn't over right now. And this is because at any given time, the players could potentially collude against you. But they've overall been pretty weak for themselves. You're still not taking the Australia bonus. But I think this is more or less because you're trying to protect the black player from being killed. And you want to have a free opportunity to get cards for yourself later. So this makes sense, like right here. I don't hate the move. Green is continuing to believe that this is the greatest fixed game of all time, right here. So just speeding up a little bit towards black's turns. They traded in. They put everything in Australia. And now they're trying to hit you. Like, some people, man, they just do not understand the importance of continents and trying to take someone out. And it's annoying when new players try to do this and make like these type of moves. In all honesty, it did make sense for them to attack you because you are the strongest player on this board right now. But they are going about it in a really, really dumb way by doing so. So you are getting a lot of troops right now. So we get to a critical moment of the game right here. And we got to ask ourselves, is it worth it to kill the green player? So when I look at the green player right here, we can see that they are at 43 troops for themselves. And they're at 4 cards. The set's around like 40 to 45. So it's right now, it's worth it to kill for their cards. It's also important to note they have nothing on their capital, so it's basically their capital doesn't exist. There's no defense for them. If this was the case, and you're getting 11 troops right here, you have a collective strength of like a 34 and a 16, which is about 50, which is a fair way to get the kill. So the right thing to do right here is to kill the green player. Let's see if you are able to do so. Good, you go for the attack. You're going up. Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah, boy. Andre Hedges absolutely killing it right now. Yes, he got the kill. Look at that. He is getting the 4 cards for himself right here. Okay, so sets was at like the 35. It was still like kind of worth it to do that. And now all you got to do is put everything. You can put everything on your cap, and you can try to go for a cap run probably and just defeat the black player right then and there. If you choose to wait a little bit though, as you are doing right here, it probably would guarantee the kill because next turn you would be getting a set trade in. So I think the waiting is very good because next turn you're going to be kind of guaranteed to get that cap run and get that victory because black has to break you everywhere because you just have too many continents and stuff right now otherwise. But black is kind of putting you in a checkmate position. Black player just bots out. So you trade in and bam, wham, Monkey Sam, Andre Hedges putting on a masterclass in capitals, attacking and getting the win at the right time. I hope you guys learned some great lessons today about progressive caps, and this is OliveXC signing out.